inducted.
September 19th.
September 19th, yeah, in New York. So it's kind of surreal for me because in New York, it's that's the for me is the epicenter for boxing, and just
I would agree with that,
and the history and everything. It's just I'm taken aback. I'm really humbled, and I'm really excited. So it's gonna be really neat.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, and I saw the list of people you're going in with, and I mean, wow, you know a lot of those guys.
I do, yeah. Especially Freddie Liberatore. We were fighting at the same time. It's gonna be really cool. A couple of great referees. It's gonna be some really neat guys there too. So Cooney called me, he said he's coming. We're gonna have a really good group of guys. It'll be fun.
All right, when do I book my flight? What's the date? I thought we were gonna do the show there.
September. That'd be fun.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, September 19th.
Yeah, I mean September 19th. And you would have been inducted last year, but
yeah.
COVID hit, and so they skipped a year, obviously, and now they have it back in.
It seems like they have the 2 years going to be going this year because I saw a lot more names than I did last time. So,
Well, good, man. Again, congratulations. You posted it up on your on Instagram, Facebook. You immediately had over 300 comments, stuff like that. So, I mean, that was a big one.
I had no idea.
I was the first comment.
Thank you, sir. Quick,
I thought I was.
I had 300 comments?
Yeah, you had like over 300 comments on that thing, which is huge. That's a lot.
I only said thank you like 5 times. Shoot.
You need to get on there more.
Thank you.
Lou and his phone. Speaking of Lou's phone, we're going to have a special phone call here at 8:30. You guys wait till you hear who calls in at 8:30. You're going to be phenomenal. We had a crazy, crazy weekend of boxing, a phenomenal week for boxing. I think for boxing community, this was great. And there's going to be a lot of crazy things that are going to come out of this.
And real fights.
Yes, real fights and real people paying attention to them. It was awesome. Before I get into that, I wanted to ask you, have you heard about Bill Cosby?
I did.
He just walked out today.
I heard all about it, yeah.
Is he going to be OJ's roommate?
I don't know.
They're gonna play golf together.
I really don't know. I just.
Oh my God! I don't have a pit to pass in, or a pot to piss in. On this one, I didn't read. It apparently, obviously, drugged some women and whatever and stuff like that. But yeah, Bill Cosby walks out of prison today, a free man. Which blindsided me. I didn't know that the case was even reviewable.
What was the ruling? It was just that there was a.
I don't know. It just that's all I saw, and I was like, really? United States, hell of a place. Hell of a place.
The pudding commercials. I'm serious. I don't know. Just don't look at pudding the same way.
Get your guns out today, Lou. I see that. I see you wearing the Savarese Fight Fit T-shirt.
Yeah. It's a medium.
It's medium.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Obviously, guys, you can order. You can come in here and buy Savarese Fight Fit stuff. I have a few of their T-shirts. They're phenomenal. DeMarcus is one of the trainers up here. Savarese Fight Fit over here in Bel Air. It's
the best trainer.
Yeah, the best trainer.
He might be a little biased, but he is.
A little bit.
Austin Trout was in it today, though. So Austin Trout's an incredible fighter. I would have loved to train with him. But
you got to see DeMarcus with the kids, though. It's an art. I mean, he's really that good with the kids. He's been a manager at a little gym before, but now he's over here. We stole him, and we're not letting him go, and the kids just love him. I mean, our kids' classes have just – that's why we built out the room to make it bigger, and it's been really good. The kids are loving it, man.
Awesome. Yeah, well, just call in or come up here and check out what they got going on over here at Savarese Fight Fit. It's phenomenal. And, again, congratulations on the Boxing Hall of Fame.
Well, I got to let you guys know, too. I've been getting a lot of calls about fighting, too. So
Really?
Yeah. So we've been getting a lot.
What are the new ones?
Well, local promoters. I can't really say, but I had a crazy one. But
I remember that one.
Yeah, I mean, I've been getting stuff you wouldn't believe, but it's cool. And so that's why I'm just working out again. I'm getting pumped up. So
I totally think you should do that one if they offered.
Yeah. So we're gonna you guys will be the first to know.
We'll do a press release on the show.
That'll be fun. So I saw. I would if I had a choice. It would be Shannon Briggs, but he won't fight me. I'd like to fight James Toney or even Tarver would be good too. They're all good fighters, but
well,
we'll see.
You heard it here. We'll see what happens. I just want to see you back in the ring. I mean, I've seen you, what you do kind of here and there, but you actually fighting like you used to would be interesting. DeMarcus has seen you fight way more than like I have, so I'm gonna put.
I saw Briggs tonight on. Said he was sparring. He said round 8, and I was like, wait a second. He didn't even have a sweat. There was no way he went 8 rounds, but he's a strong guy, but I would knock him out.
Who, Briggs?
Yeah.
All right. You heard it. Knocking him out like Bill Cosby. Anyways, we can move. We can move on to so what happened this weekend. Let's start with the undercard on the Davis Barrios fight. Mendez Akhmedov fight. Mendez versus Akhmedov. Akhmedov got cut in the second round by a headbutt. Mendez, the former light heavyweight champ at 130, or lightweight champ at 130. Both fighters started really getting into it in about the third round.
Just like him, but that would be really good if he was a light heavyweight champion
at 130. Yeah, former lightweight champ. My bad. Akhmedov throws a ton more punches in this fight and is the clear aggressor, and the announcer calls Akhmedov like rough and industrious, which I thought I loved that guy.
I never heard that before.
I know. I thought that was interesting.
Sounds like a Larry Merchant.
And it was great, but Mendez
Clancy back in the day, something Gil would say.
Yeah, but Larry used to say stuff that, like, I mean, he just take this philosophical, like that, the average boxing.
Yeah, I loved it, rough and industrious.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
And I thought that was a compliment to him because he was a scrappy fighter, just scrapping. But Mendez throws in the towel in the 8th. My question: was Mendez done?
It's hard to say, like, after a performance like that.
And Dunn is going to be. I mean, is he done, or he'll still, Dunn? He's still going to be able to get. He'll be a stepping stone for somebody. And hopefully, so that's kind of how it goes. You lose to a top guy, then you have a chance. They'll probably maybe for an up and coming guy with an undefeated record, they'll use him as their stepping stone. Then he beats that guy. If he beats that guy, then he's back in the picture to get another shot. And it's just a rebuilding process. It happened to me when I lost to.
Well, Mendez he's mid-30s. Yeah. He's in his mid-30s now, and he said his hand. He pointed to his hand. He said he hurt his hand in the fight, and that's why they threw in the towel. But he was clearly getting the shit beat out of him. Yeah. That guy, and it was going to get worse.
Yeah, I thought it was a good stoppage.
You can bounce back from hand problems, though. Like, even early in his career, Floyd broke each one of his hands twice. So he switched to winning gloves instead of the other ones he used to wear. Paulie Malignaggi is another guy. Yeah. Joe Calzaghe had a lot of hand problems. Still had long careers. It's gonna be sometimes getting beat up like that though can take it out of you.
That was a beating.
Hey, Austin Bauer's watching. He says, "How about the former football player that beat the former cruiserweight champ in 10 rounds? Cantlin, I think his name is, the former champ. Fights out of Houston." Mm-hmm. I didn't watch this fight. It was on ESPN. Cantlin, I think his name. I didn't watch this fight, and he had messaged me about it. But it was a former football player that beat the former cruiserweight champ in 10 rounds.
Here in Houston?
Well, the guy fights out of Houston. Cantillon? No,
are you talking about Lee Cantelito?
No.
I don't think that's him. You're getting a phone call. Who is that?
Right. Lee Cantelito.
I have no idea. I didn't watch this fight. Austin was just telling me about it.
Austin who?
Austin Bauer. He fought it was the former cruiserweight champion. He fought a football player.
But where
I don't know where it was. It was on ESPN on a Sunday night.
Really?
Yep.
That's crazy. I mean, I can't believe I haven't heard about it.
All right. Again, Mendez threw in the towel. His hand was hurt. He just pointed to it, and that was it. The next fight was the Carlos Adames fight and the Alexis Salazar. Hell of a boxing match.
War.
This was a battle. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, Adames took the fight on 7 days' notice, and took the fight on 7 days' notice. Like, that's crazy.
No, but you don't know if he was training for
I was going to say, normally that means he's probably already in the gym and was training for a fight and got offered a better opportunity.
What weight was it at?
I don't know what they were fighting at. I don't have that written down on what their weight was.
Because, I mean, if he made weight, too, that's more of the in the line with what DeMarcus was saying, that he was probably training for another fight. That's why it's great to stay in shape. You know, there's some guys that, you know, they just stay in shape all the time and they can get a minute man get caught.
Well, it was a wild fight. Like, I mean, they were just throwing haymakers. Like, I mean, they were just swinging away. Adam has looked way better, but leaving him the fight, and knocked Salazar out in the third round with a left hook directly to his face. I mean, just clean knocked him out. It was all these fights. Like, I loved seeing this past weekend for boxing. All these fights were phenomenal.
Oh, real fights. I didn't, you know, you had to bring me down and tell me now about some football players.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll have Austin look it up.
Chad Johnson.
Who?
It was Chad Johnson.
Who's Chad Johnson?
Used to play for the Bengals, Ocho Cinco.
Okay.
But that's an older.
And he beat an older, retired cruiserweight champion.
Okay.
Who was the cruiserweight champion?
I think it was BJ Flores.
Really?
Yeah, I got to look.
That's wild. There was a football player that when I used to fight, Marlon Greenwood. Remember him?
Oh, yeah.
He used to fight on the cards. Tough dude.
Gary Saluzzi says he enjoys watching the Lou fights. Probably could have had a lot of his fights over sooner. Lou was a real head hunter.
That's not true. I was a body guy, too.
Austin said that's not who he's talking about. It wasn't a Chad Johnson fight. That was a few weeks ago. There was a fight on ESPN Sunday night.
Are you sure about this?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm but we'll figure it out. But anyways, there was better fights that went on this past weekend.
Adamant Salazar was 154, junior middleweight.
Okay. So, I mean, he's probably training for a fight and got a call. You know, that's really.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Adames took the fight in 7 days. Salazar took the fight in like 3. Both of them took it on really, really short notice.
Yeah.
And that's why it was such a wild fight. And then, of course, he caught him with a left hook in the third. Adames caught Salazar, and it just laid him out. Like, if you get a chance to go back and watch, I ordered the fights, obviously, because it's right off now. I'm working. But if you get a chance when Showtime puts these fights back up, go watch them. They're all, like, for those of y'all that are watching right now, and thank you for paying attention to all you guys on Facebook, dude, go watch them. They're awesome. So the next one was the Jason Rosario and the Lubin fight, and this fight was great.
Oh yeah, Jason Rosario and Erickson Lubin. I was looking forward to that one.
Rosario got rocked in the third, right, and came back out and rocked Lubin in the fourth. I mean, and these boys were going at it. I mean, I put on my notes like, what a fight, like in quotes.
I'm happy for boxing though that they're, you know, kind of competing with the. At least we're getting. I'd be curious to see from a business standpoint, see how the numbers did on these fights. You know.
Yeah, me too. Justin Wright says, "Big Lou, congratulations, proud of you, well deserved."
Thank you, brother.
On the 2020 New York Boxing Hall of Fame, be inducted on September 19th at the New York. We're all looking forward to it. Can't wait. Hopefully, we'll get to go up there.
And it's going to be a great restaurant too. This restaurant's amazing. I'm really excited. I'm a foodie in this.
You get to get your eggplant parmesan.
Well, it's in Howard Beach, so there's so many good restaurants over there. Everybody talks about like Little Italy in Manhattan or Arth Avenue in the Bronx, but Howard Beach has been there for a long time. It's really, really good food over there, man. Ooh.
Howard Beach, where is that?
It's in Queens.
It's in Queens,
not far from LaGuardia Airport.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I mean, again,
John Gotti territory was.
I've never been to New York except for the taxi cab ride around, but we'll see. But the Lubin Rosario fight, Lubin KOs Rosario with a body shot in round 6. There were some body blows on this whole card that were awesome. It reminded me of Canelo. Really, like some of these people could hit. Mm-hmm. Power is not. Knockouts are coming back, and I think that's a great thing for boxing, especially if you can knock them out.
What do you mean they're coming back? When did they go out?
Well, I think for the general public, they got away from when it goes to 12 rounds, the cards. Like people like to see knockouts, right? That's why they go to UFC. They want to see people get knocked out, and that's why UFC.
Sorry, but when did it go? When did it not be in vogue?
Well, in a lot of the bigger fights, like you're not seeing
the Mayweather fights always went 12.
Well, Mayweather's. I mean, that's just his style. He's not going to be, if he gets a guy, but his style is defensive.
Even the Fury fights going 12.
Yeah, but Fury's had some knockdowns in his fights.
Sure, but
like
Donnie Brooks.
There's some guys that you watch specifically because they're probably going to win by knockout, like a Triple G or
Tank Davis, which we'll get into next.
Tank Davis.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just splitting hairs, but I didn't know. I didn't ever know that went It wasn't in vogue getting knocked out.
It's not that it necessarily wasn't in vogue. It just wasn't happening as often, and due to like the wild nature of MMA as a whole, you're guaranteed at least 2 knockouts.
Well, but people and most MMA guys would agree. They didn't want. I mean, I had friends that are in MMA, and they tell me that for a while that they could make more money on the fight of the night or the knockout of the night because the powers that be, they really want them to do striking much more than they do want them. Just because some people don't find it aesthetically pleasing seeing 2 guys grappling on the ground. You know, I mean,
well, hence all the MMA guys turning to boxing now. And trying to cross over.
Yep, and kicking, and it's much more than the other thing too. And DeMarcus knows more about this than me, but. It seems like a lot of the guys are learning now. They're not trying to be good jiu-jitsu guys. They just know they're just trying to stop takedowns and how to go against the certain takedowns that they're doing.
That is how people are trying to sell me into MMA. They're like, "Oh, well, your striking's really good. You just got to learn how to stop a takedown."
Yeah, that's what I did. When I did my first MMA fight, I had a great coach. And he just saw Savarese. He just knew he was so smart. He knew I'm not going to get accomplished in 3 or 4 months in jiu-jitsu. So all we did was practice on how not to get taken down.
Are you a good jiu-jitsu fighter?
No,
you're not.
Not at all. No.
I mean, you did the splits out here last show or 2 shows. You're flexible, obviously.
And I respect it, and I know, and I'm not. I mean. I grew up with a lot of good wrestlers and guys that are just great wrestlers. I mean, you got to know this is what these guys have been doing, just like I've been fighting. And you go on the ground with them, wrestling, they're not gonna tap you out, but they will get on top of you and get you down. But in jiu-jitsu, the guys learn. When I was training for the MMA fight, Saul Savarese, my coach. How big is Saul? Maybe 5'4", 5'5".
I was gonna say Saul's a little guy.
You talk about being humble.
Is the guy downtown in Maine that trained?
No. Saul's at Metro. He was Metro Fight Club. Now he's at.
Okay.
Now he's at O Athletic. He's an amazing legend in grappling and MMA and jiu-jitsu. But I mean, it's one of the most humbling things. Getting like choked out by Hervé Villachet. This little tiny guy.
He won that fight by TKO. By the way.
Who did?
You did.
Oh, I did. You guys know who Hervé Villachet is?
I was there.
Yeah, throw that in there.
You guys know who Hervé Villachet is?
I do not.
Do you know who he is? Oh, okay. You guys remember Fantasy
It's like
Island?
a horse Gracie.
Do you remember Fantasy Island?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, Ricardo Montalban.
Oh, yeah.
Guy used to go, the plane boss.
The plane.
That was Hervé Villachet.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Nobody knew that reference, Lou.
All right.
and I'm normally on top of the
we got to get in it.
I'm big in midgets. I love it.
Oh my! Can we say that?
What?
I don't think.
I think you have to say little people, or.
Oh my God! Okay, I love little.
I don't know. I don't know if we can or can't. I don't know. All right,
sorry.
I don't know, man. Whatever.
Vertically challenged. I love vertically challenged people.
We're in trouble.
So Rosario and Lubin.
Yeah. Woo. So fight of the night, man. Barrios and Davis. Davis fighting at 140. We're talking about Gervonta Tank Davis. First time champion at 130, champion at 135. Moved up to 140 and took on Barrios. This was a great boxing match. I mean, entertaining. First couple rounds, not so much. I think Tank was trying to feel him out. The reach, obviously, like we talked about.
The height had to adjust to it. He's also carrying more weight in a fight than he's ever had before. So
that's a good point. It takes, it's a different feel out there when you're that much bigger.
Yeah, I mean, it took a few rounds. Round 4 was okay, and I think Barrios won a couple of these rounds. He was the aggressor, right? At the beginning of the fight, he was chasing Davis around, and then Davis flipped the script in the 5th round.
Oh, yeah.
It completely turned around, and he started chasing Barrios, and I think Barrios started to really feel his power.
Started breaking him down to the body.
Yeah, and that's when I talked about with Regis and guy. That shows a lot of seasoning when you kind of let the guy, and then you can turn it, and you just get when you're in a position of power, and that's really important. It shows a lot of seasoning and a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? A lot of
ring savvy,
a lot of ring savvy. For me, the first guy that always comes up, I think about Hopkins. He was so smart in there.
Oh yeah,
smartest fighters ever in the ring.
I thought so. Davis was doing this thing because Barrios was catching him with a jab, really, really good. So Davis started pawing at his hand. And it really stopped Barrios from throwing that jab and turn like that. In my opinion, that's what kind of turned the fight. And then Davis could get in there, and he started landing some shots. And what was it? Knocked him down 2 times in the 8th round, which I thought the fight was over. Yeah, I couldn't believe
that he first one when he got up after that hook. I was like, whew. Yeah. Like, if you would have stayed down, I wouldn't have blamed you on that one. You mentioned catching the jab, and that's something that a lot of old school trainers teach that's kind of lost today, is using your hands to catch that jab and to nullify that jab.
Yeah, and jab with the jab when you catch the jab and let your jab go.
I was just going to say, there's something Triple G does a lot. He jabs with his right hand out, ready to catch his opponent's jab in return.
So you stop it and then pop, stop, pop. Okay, because he was doing this. So Tank Davis had his right hand pawing at Barrios' left jab because it kept getting him.
And then what Barrios should have done is that's what you feint the jab. You want to feint the jab, the guy comes out and you come with a hook.
Yeah, I mean, it was phenomenal. Like I said, he got knocked down twice in the 8th. And then in the 9th round, Barrios actually came back in this fight and got up and started landing some shots on Tank Davis. Where I got up, I was sitting in my on my couch and I had my recliner out and I was comfortable as shit. And I got up, I was like, oh, and I started, when you get all fired up at the boxing match, and I started screaming at the television like, oh shit, like this is to no avail. Both 9th round and the 10th round were absolutely great. Like they were landing, both of them landing incredible shots. I think what I saw in this fight was that Tank Davis has a jaw.
Yeah.
I don't think that he's known for his power, right? At 130, 135, knocking people out. He took some shots. And it wasn't until the 11th round when they threw in the towel, and the ref had to stop it because Tank Davis hit him with a dead ass gut shot.
It was a good stoppage. It was a good stoppage.
Yeah, I agree, and I don't even think Tank's chin was ever in question. It was good to show, but he's never, to my knowledge, ever shown he's never been rocked or wobbled or anything like that.
They hit him solid too. It was easy.
Yeah, he was getting hit, and I was surprised. I was like, his legs and knees they weren't buckled. He kept his composure. One time he went back and went like this. He kind of he shook it off and was like, okay, you got me, let's go. But he wasn't weak. As they say. But yeah, he won in the 11th, and now Gervonta Tank Davis is a 3-division world champion. And there's only, I think, 6 fighters that have done that. 4 or 6.
I don't know.
I think it's either 4 or 6. I forget the exact numbers.
I don't know, but I think there's more than 3. Let me think about
no, it's Floyd Mayweather, one of them.
It's more than that now.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily mean
carry as
much as it used to. Yeah, I think Thomas Hearns was the first 4-weight world champion, but now there's so many weight classes. Tank has 3. Adrian Broner has 3 different weight classes. Floyd has 4.
Floyd has 4.
Pacquiao has 6.
Yeah, I think Pacquiao has a record.
Yeah, I want to say that there's maybe he joined a short list of 3-division champions.
Duran had a couple too, because Duran went all the way up to light heavy, right?
Yeah, that's because Duran ate his way up.
Austin Bauer said he found it. Apucci versus Glanton. I didn't watch that.
Apucci versus.
But he said it was a good fight. Apucci, Apochi versus Glanton, Glanton. We'll have to look it up. Thanks.
Have to go back and watch that one now.
Yeah, Apucci versus Glanton. Said it was a good fight.
Normally don't miss those.
So the Gervonta Davis obviously knocked out Barrios with an incredible body shot in the 11th round. Directly to his gut, and Barrios.
I bought one of those at the pet store too.
A Barrios?
No, Apucci.
Apucci?
Yeah.
I thought you had a gerbil.
No, I got a Apucci too.
There's so many directions I could go with this. I don't know what to do. Okay, we'll just move forward. Ryan Garcia now wants Gervonta Davis, and your boy, who you just talked about, Regis wants him too. Yeah. Where both of y'all? I'll ask this question: Where does Gervonta Davis go to now? Because he's the star power. He has it. He has the ticket.
He's got the corner, the guy in his corner. He's got, he's big numbers. So
and he's got Floyd giving him instructions during the fight.
What did you think about that?
I thought it was interesting. It can sometimes get in the way of the coach and what the cornerman's telling him, especially if Floyd's telling him something different.
Yeah, I felt the same way.
But at the same time, Floyd is trying to protect his investment a little bit.
I think that's the way everybody looked at it, right? And I think it was after a round.
It was after the third round because you could hear his corner man tell him that you lost 2 of those 3 rounds, and you could see Tank sort of react like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah,
that's when Floyd came over and said,
I think he saw in the later rounds too. He told him, "You got to knock him out." He was like, "You need to win this."
Well, didn't he say on the unofficial card?
Yeah. He
on
said
the unofficial cards, he was down.
He was down after the 8th round, I think, until he knocked him down twice in that one round. And then I think they scored that round 7-10, and it evened it up after the 8th. And then Floyd came back, and you could see the man. What's his manager's name? Giovante's?
I don't know.
I forgot, but he was like looking. He was trying to give him. He was trying to talk to his fighter, and Floyd, and Tank kept looking at Floyd, and that's where the announcers were like, "Man, is that weird?" Because to the general public, that doesn't happen.
I've only seen it one other time, and it was right after Floyd's dad got back out of prison, and it was when Floyd was fighting Diego Corrales, and he had Roger cornering him, but he had his dad on the floor sitting next to ringside screaming at him.
Yeah,
but Floyd wasn't even on the floor. He was in the ring like crazy. I've never seen that before.
It's hard to do. It's hard. I had 2 trainers, 2 big personalities. It's very hard to have them. I had Tommy Gallagher and Potato Pie.
Potato Pie.
It just doesn't work. It's very hard to have 2 guys in the corner because only one person should be optimally. I believe one person should be.
I agree. There should be one voice.
Yeah, it's hard to listen to different people.
Yeah, I mean, it was awkward. It was awkward for the announcers. It was awkward for me. I mean, you guys being boxing professionals and being in it for so long, not as awkward because you've probably seen it before. But I think
it's still awkward.
It's still awkward. If he wouldn't have knocked him out the way he did, I think there would be way more drama in this. Like if it went 12 and it was a close fight, say Tank won in a split decision, then I think this would be all over the news. But since he did knock him out,
he lost. I mean, it would be a whole different.
Yeah, it would be.
That may be the reason, or something like that. But it still may well. Then listen, he it's hard. In a way, it's kind of cool that he did it in a sense because he wants to help the guy and he wants to see him win. It's just
and not many other people would be able to get away with that.
No,
that's
exactly.
If it's Floyd Mayweather. Mm-hmm. So and his name was all over the boxing ring. I don't know if y'all saw that. It was all over the boxing ring.
And it almost adds to the allure. It's kind of cool to have. It kind of builds up Davis's stock a little bit too. To have.
And
will this become a trend?
No.
I hope they block it.
No,
I don't think so at all.
To answer your earlier question,
yeah, where does Tank Davis go from here?
It depends because with Ryan Garcia, he'd have to go back down in weight, and I don't see him going back down to 135. I don't see Ryan Garcia coming up to 140. But from a popularity standpoint, Garcia's the bigger name, but he'd get more respect in boxing circles from fighting a guy like Regis.
Wait, you think Ryan's a bigger name than Davis?
No, he's saying Ryan's a bigger name than Regis.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, and maybe even than Tank, because Garcia's got that crossover appeal. He's got the Patron commercials.
Yeah.
Garcia was the first guy that I saw. I mean, I'll never forget, a lady that I didn't know anything about boxing. She's like, "Oh, that guy Ryan Garcia," and I was like, "Well, how do you know about him?" And she was saying she saw him on Instagram or one of the social medias. So he's got a big
millions of followers on Instagram. I think 8 million, something close to that, something crazy like that.
Yeah, good way to put it. Crossover appeal. He's definitely cornered the market on the women, and he's huge on Instagram, huge on Twitch. The social media guy. He's young,
can I ask you a question?
Yes,
did Apucci win?
That's a great question. He's Austin said he's going to send me the link, so we're going to figure out if Apucci or Glanton won. That is the question of the night. Who won, Apucci or Glanton? Austin, let us know.
Oh boy.
8:30. You want to call Bobby?
Dogged it. Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. We're going to call legendary trainer and head trainer downtown at Maine Boxing Gym, Bobby.
Great man.
Yeah, incredible human being. Regis Prograis' trainer. Just
a lot of guys.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys. Austin Bauer.
We can go on forever. We have.
not Austin Bauer. Austin Trout. Austin Bauer.
Miguel Flores.
Shock. Oh man, I love Shock. We need to get Shock back on the show, dude. He's awesome. Talk about a good dude. But we're gonna call Bobby Benton. Talk to him a little bit, and maybe make sure you hold the phone right up to the mic.
Okay.
We've had Shock come in here and spar with the kids. That was great.
Oh, that's awesome.
They loved it so much.
Oh, man, I hope he answers.
Lights out with Lou Savarese. We're calling Bobby Benton.
What's up, dude?
What you doing, man? We got you on the air, kid.
Awesome.
Don't say nothing bad.
Yeah, well, don't worry.
Put the end of the phone like up to the speaker.
All right. How's that?
There you go.
Okay.
What's up, Mr. Benton?
Hey, how are you?
Man, not bad at all. Real quick, what'd you think about this Barrios Davis fight?
I think Barrios, they had a good game plan. They were winning. I know he wasn't up on the scorecards. I didn't think he was, but I felt like he was winning the fight.
Bob, what do you think about Mayweather coming in when Davis?
Yeah, great question.
I thought that was terrible. I thought
Yeah.
it was one of the worst corners I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and we were having, a little bit of debate about that on whether, I mean, it's only because he's Floyd Mayweather that he gets away with that.
Yeah, there was no instructions going on. It was just be great. What is that? That's not, there's no strategy.
Yeah,
I
that's a
mean,
good point. You're not telling the guy, you're telling him be great. Yeah.
Go be great.
Go be great. Don't lose. I got a lot of money riding on this is basically what he was saying.
Exactly. I thought it was terrible.
And if he lost, it would have been, people wouldn't have been, they wouldn't have been so forgiving to Mayweather if he lost that fight.
Right.
What's going on over there at Main Gym? We got Regis wanting to fight Tank. Is that what we're hearing?
Well, Tank said, Tank's kind of said he would, beat Regis down, but
Yeah, right.
Ah,
he
woo.
quickly doesn't respond when Regis says something back. So it's just talk is all it is, and they're not ever going to fight Regis. Regis will smash him. I mean, Barrios is Barrios is a friend of mine. They've been coming to the gym for a long time, but that's a 5-round fight for Regis. He smokes him. It's just he's too. That style does not do anything for Regis. And Tank is just too small for Regis. He won't be able to keep Regis off of him.
Who would you like to see Regis fight, Bob?
Tank,
Broner, too. Broner would be kind of fun.
Mikey Garcia, any of those. Josh Taylor, I'd love the rematch with Josh Taylor.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean,
What about Broner, though? I think he kills Broner.
He would murder Adrian Broner.
Yeah, but it'd be fun. Broner talks a lot of shit. I think it'd be a good fight. Not a good fight. I think Regis kills him, but it would be.
Regis would retire that man.
It would be a good. Yeah, it'd be a good press conference.
Yeah, for sure. That would be entertaining.
What else is going on, Mr. Benton? How's life down there at Main Box?
Wait, how'd Sarah do? Did they win?
She just had practice.
Oh, okay. Sarah,
Yeah.
his daughter had soccer.
What do you think about old Lou getting inducted?
It's good. We're busy. We got same guys and a bunch of young guys coming up, so we're just keep.
Who's your hot prospect, Bob? Any heavyweights, Bob?
Not really.
I heard there might be an old guy coming back.
Oh,
In a celebrity match, I hope.
that'd be great.
Maybe we get Jake Paul.
I'm fighting a one-legged TikToker.
Yeah.
His name is Mike Fusat.
Oh man.
Oh boy.
That was
You
on
guys are-
TikTok, all right?
Nah, we'll see. Hey, everybody's back. We gotta throw a hat in the mix.
What do you think about Lou getting inducted? Will be inducted September 19th into the New York Boxing Hall of Fame.
Well deserved. He deserves it for sure. I mean,
Thank you,
there's
man.
no doubt.
Couldn't have did without him.
Yeah, I mean, on this show, you give Bobby a ton of credit for everything that he does in the gym down there, the fighters he has.
He's also got some pictures of me. We can't really,
You got to say nice things.
It was a cold night, and I needed a ride. Well, it wasn't that cold, but I did need a ride.
But I've learned more from Lou than he's learned from me. So
Oh man.
that was, I was young when I was training him, and I had a big ego, and I thought I knew everything.
Big
In
ego.
reality, I was, I didn't, and I learned a lot from him.
He
So.
hasn't got a big.
I think Bobby's being a little modest.
Yeah, me too.
Nah, that's the truth.
He's a hands-on trainer too. He's one of the few guys that gets out there and runs with them.
I was gonna say he runs with the guys. I've seen him train people. Super patient, very knowledgeable. I've learned a lot just from watching Bobby train other people.
And he is a white guy that can play basketball. And knows how to
You know,
Oh my God,
it's
Bob.
it's
You
you
gotta
and
see
Bobby.
about this guy's crossover. I'm serious.
It's you and Bobby versus me and DeMarcus. We're doing it.
Stevie Wonder would see this crossover.
Wait, we getting called out, Lou?
Please.
Come on, dude.
Anytime.
I almost, man. Okay, look, it's over. Like you're gonna, that's like Regis fighting Tank. Like it's over.
Whatever. Talk is cheap.
Well, I mean, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Bobby, you're pretty modest when it comes to trainers because with all the things that are going on in boxing, especially with some guys that you have in Regis's weight class and everything, you don't like being out in the front like all these other trainers do. But I mean, you're one of the best trainers that's out there.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
And I mean,
agreed.
I don't care about all that. I'm not out there to. It's not about me. These guys.
He's modest, but the other thing Bobby does too.
I want to win. Yeah. That's all I want to do.
A lot of trainers don't do. He's hands on. He's out there. He's doing. That's and he's great in the corner. He's calm. He's been through it all. He's been in the gym since as long as I can remember, man. Jeez.
Yeah, and it's not like he's got plenty of years left. Bobby's a young guy. As trainers go, very very young
and accessible. That's a big thing when you have a trainer the level of Bobby who's worked with high-level world championship superstar fighters. A lot of times they only work with those guys, but I see Bobby train people who haven't boxed before. It's their first day, their second day. He's very giving of his time.
Another thing people don't know about Bobby can dance too.
Really?
Yeah, yes. I don't give
Dude,
a
we're gonna. He
can dance. He can.
I thought you had to say nice things about Bobby.
No, I'm not kidding.
So can we see this after we beat you in this 2-on-2 game?
Yeah,
Oh my God!
What are we betting?
Yeah, we need to come up with a bet. That's a good idea.
You're going to lose now that I am involved in this.
If you guys dream about beating us, you better break up.
Dude, we'll come down to the gym one day. We'll grab the basketballs. There's got to be a court around there somewhere.
There's a good one right across the street,
Yeah,
right across from Toyota Center.
What's that?
Oh yeah, that's right.
The room's back up yet.
They took them down due to COVID.
Yeah. Is that where the downtown one where everybody plays?
It's right across the street.
What's the name of that area down there? They call it like Green.
What?
I forgot what
Discovery Green.
Discovery Green. Yeah. Hey, ask Bobby. Bobby, did you see this Apucci versus Glanton fight? Did you know what this was?
What is it?
You don't know nothing about Apucci?
Apucci versus Glanton.
Come on, Bob. You call yourself a trainer?
Exactly.
Apucci.
No, that's what it was. There was a fight on ESPN on Sunday night with a guy that's out of Houston named.
Yeah. The cruiserweight.
Yeah, he beat the cruiserweight. So you did see it.
Okay, yeah. The cruiserweight kid that Ronnie trains.
Ronnie Shields?
Yes.
How did I not even know about this? That it was.
Yeah.
So and he lost.
Yeah, he was number 1 in the world.
Wait, when?
He got beat by a guy. I think the guy was a basketball player or something.
There's a football player.
Wait. I'm missing something here. A number 1 in the world guy loses to a football
cruiserweight. I told you.
Yeah, but they're both on. If one was 13-0 and the other was.
Oh, but so the other guy fights then? He's not. I thought it was just a football.
No, it wasn't a celebrity match.
Oh, okay.
Pro fights.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Yeah.
So he used to play football.
Yes.
He's not still playing football.
No.
There was
Brandon Glanton. There it is.
You had Too Tall Jones.
Ed Too Tall Jones, yeah.
Yeah, he was the first football player. I remember him and Alzado to make the transition. Try to make the transition, but he fought this Mexican dude that knocked him down. Too Tall went to his knees, and he was still taller than the guy, and this guy knocked him out. And then
wow,
Lyle Alzado actually sparred Ali.
Yeah, I remember that.
As far as football players comes to mind, remember Seth Mitchell?
Yeah, Alonzo Highsmith.
Yeah, Alonzo Highsmith.
Highsmith knocked out Gaston.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, Bobby, appreciate your time,
Thanks,
man.
Bob.
When you figure out something that Regis is going to do, man, let us know. We're looking forward to it. I want to see him fight. He's amazing.
Bob, you going straight home or you going to a rave? You raving or you going straight home tonight?
It depends what it's still early, so see me when you get done with the podcast.
Yeah. That was the weird thing, man. He trained me. He's got glow sticks hanging out his
Maybe
pocket.
That's the bet. You guys go to a rave with us if we win.
No, I told you, nothing creepy than the old dude in the rave.
Yeah, that is creepy.
They don't know about the bottle.
All right, appreciate it, man. Legendary trainer Bobby Benton from Main Gym downtown here in Houston. Regis Prograce's trainer. Man, what a guy! Awesome trainer, man. Like, and how old's Bobby? He can't be more 45.
He's up there. He's getting up there. He's probably in his 40s, yeah.
I mean, and to have the level of fighters that he has at his gym is phenomenal.
He's been at the gym as long as I can remember. It was like Miguel. It's like I've never been at the gym. And I mean, Bobby was there. Wow. I mean, his dad owned the gym when it used to be on. It was on. It's always been Main Street Gym, but it wasn't on Main Street. It was on Clay. It was on. Remember when it was on Clay? Mm-hmm. It was on Clay, and he owned it. And so as long as I can remember, he owned gym.
Man, that's awesome to have him on. Man, we're running through this show. Did want to say another fight that happened this weekend, the Lomachenko fight. This was, I guess, what everybody expected. We hit on it a little bit this past Wednesday, and I think you almost nailed it to a T. What was going to happen? Was it a dangerous fight for him? Not really. I think he controlled it.
But he did what champions are supposed to do. You have good fighters. You have great, and he's a great fighter because a great fighter. One thing DeMarcus and I both said was that this guy's a tough guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he was not an easy fight. I mean, he fought some real guys.
First time he's ever been stopped.
Yeah, that means a lot, man. The first guy to stop him, and that's what great fighters do. I mean, good fighters can win, but great fighters stop these guys.
I mean, so what happened? He went Nakatani went down in the fifth. He got back up.
And Nakatani came to fight. I mean,
yeah.
It was, it might have been a mistake. I mean, he just came out there throwing everything.
And then obviously Lomachenko KOs him in the ninth, setting up what apparently is a rematch with Teofimo Lopez. So this would be
I like that.
Lomachenko Lopez 2, and apparently the rumor is it's already agreed for in December.
Okay, let me ask DeMarcus a question. Why if you're why would you do that again?
If you're Teofimo?
Yeah, Teofimo, why would you do it again?
Two reasons. One, to prove that the first victory was not a fluke. If you can go out and win a little more impressively than you did that first time.
Well, because Lomachenko, to what you're saying, Lomachenko did say that the judges were messed up in Vegas. He did not like the scorecards, and he said he had a shoulder injury.
Yeah, of course Lomachenko's going to say he lost, but I mean, I just don't. To me, I don't see why. If I was from a business standpoint, if I was Teofimo's guys, I would wait. I'd wait a little while.
Why? Why
not? Because you get there's big money fights out there that'll probably be easier.
What's bigger than? I mean, I think I would order that.
I don't know. That's the thing. That's the big question.
Like, to lose credit, I think someone like a Devin Haney, for example,
a name that
would be a big fight, but maybe wouldn't be as difficult,
risky,
as a Lomachenko rematch, because especially the way Haney looked against Linares,
But Jeff, you said the right thing though. There may, who knows? I'm saying this, but there may be a huge number on the table too.
I think that's a great. I mean, after the first one, I want to see a rematch. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That would be fantastic.
No, and look what Lomachenko does. I mean, he made a statement. I mean, he made a statement. Me and DeMarcus were talking about it. This is
y'all said it last.
Yeah, tough comeback fight, and that Lomachenko, the one for sure. I mean, he fights everybody that's out there. He's not ducking anybody. Just like
Canelo's the same way.
Canelo, and so even Pacquiao, same way. Those guys fight, true champions.
So a minute ago, speaking of Canelo, we touched on somebody with KO rates, and like Davis having a high KO rate. Canelo Alvarez wants to fight, because you just mentioned him, Artur Beterbiev, who has a 100% KO rate.
I don't like that fight for Canelo. Like, Beterbiev is really
He's a
good.
beast. He's a beast.
That's a big, strong guy. Like, I'm totally confident that Canelo is the superior boxer technically, but he's never been hit that hard.
Yeah.
Well, what about? I mean, people would say right away, what about Kovalev?
Yeah, but Kovalev went in with a strange game plan. Like, he tried.
Yeah, I agree.
He tried to outbox Canelo.
It made no sense.
No, he took away the thing that he did the best, which was his power.
I'm sure you agree. I thought he was going to come out there and just try and take him out. Instead, he waits till the later rounds and just loses the fight.
And then there was one point in that fight, in like the fifth round, where Kovalev hits Canelo with a right hand. And Canelo was coming forward the whole time. He gets hit. And he sort of backs away the rest of the round. And I'm thinking, okay, this is when Kovalev comes out. And nope, next round, back to doing the jabs. Like, what are you doing?
The only other fight out there, not the only other fight out there, but Canelo Alvarez has the Archer fight that we're talking about. How do you pronounce it? Beterbiev. I thought it was Beterbiev. But also Caleb Plant. If he gets the Caleb Plant fight, that unifies the belts, right? Yep. So if you're in the Canelo camp, do you want to unify the belts, or do you want to go after the guy that has 100% knockout? Like, I think that would be more money.
Well, the fight with Beterbiev is always going to be there, unless he gets a surprise loss, because there's other undefeated guys at 175, like Dimitri Bivol is out there as well. But that's
another tough guy to be involved.
Like how we talked about guys winning titles in multiple weight classes. That list shrinks when you look at guys who held all the titles in one weight class. And Canelo seems to care a lot about his legacy. He wants to chase history. So Canelo himself probably wants the Caleb Plant fight first.
It shows me what I know, because I thought it was going to be a mistake him moving up to fight Kovalev. I mean, that's a big weight, and he won the fight pretty handily.
Kovalev had a ridiculous game.
Yeah, I know.
I just love the fact that we are discussing all these amazing fighters and these real boxing fights, as you like to say, and they're entertaining. There are knockouts, and they're And what I was trying to get to.
What's Apucci's first name?
I don't know. He looked it up earlier.
F.A. Tobe.
What?
F.A. Tobe.
F.A. Tobe Apucci?
Yes.
Wow.
And Brandon Glanton.
Okay.
We'll have to watch this fight.
Yes.
We're going to look it up. Thank you, Austin, for putting it on there. But what I was trying to get at earlier was that you are seeing these entertaining fights, and we're talking about knockouts and body shots, like, when Roy Jones used to knock people out in body shots, and it's just exciting to talk about this stuff instead of both. Like, what if the Lomachenko fight would have gone 12 rounds, split decision, and then what if the Barrios Davis fight goes 12 rounds, and people are like, here we go.
And just like Gary Sluz, I've had knocked a few guys out with body shots, too.
Yeah. Gary had mentioned that earlier. But
when did that? I never heard that before.
He goes, not really, LOL.
He called you a headhunter.
A headhunter. The Buster Douglas fight. Go watch that. You were headhunting on that one.
I can say I've sparred Lou several times.
I go to the
body.
He
does indeed punch to the body.
Yeah, I do. Gary's smooth.
Gary's getting heat. You're getting heat, Gary.
All right, guy, we're going to spar, man.
The point you make, though, makes a lot of sense, because those landmark fights, like when you said when Roy Jones knocked guys out with body shots, my immediate thought went to Roy Jones and Virgil Hill. Yeah. And I remember where I was when that fight happened.
The body shot I always remember was because I was vested when Frank Tate got dropped by Michael Nunn.
That was a good one, too.
And Nunn wasn't a big puncher.
And they didn't like each other. Like, there was a lot of backstory with that fight.
Yeah.
Body shots are always, Alvarez is making them popular. Mikey Garcia is making them popular. Now you got Tank Davis knocking people out with body shots because it's a delayed reaction, right? It's like, boom, and then they're like, yeah.
A body shot.
No.
it can a headshot you can shake off. A body shot will stay with you sometimes for 3 or 4 rounds. It's very hard. And so that's why you'll see guys early on, they're throwing body shots, and it really breaks the guy down.
A couple of months ago, Charlo had a KO with a body shot, with a jab to the body too.
Who did Gotti dropped him? What's his name? The Wars, they used to have Gotti drop.
Mickey Ward.
Yeah, he dropped him with a beautiful body.
That's a great movie. The movie with Mickey Ward with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Who, Mark Wahlberg, Regis is good buddy. Remember, he was going to FaceTime him. Next time you're on, Regis, and I'm going to put this on Twitter too. Next time you're on, you're calling Mark Wahlberg because he was going to FaceTime him last time. That'd be awesome. But a couple of things before we get to the history that DeMarcus has. The Joshua Usyk fight, September 25th is set. Your thoughts?
Interesting, because Usyk is like a supersized version of Lomachenko. Yeah. Southpaw stance, the good movement. He comes from that same camp. I'm wondering about the power. He hasn't shown the same type of power.
From whose power? Joshua?
No, from Usyk.
From Usyk.
He hasn't shown the same type of power he did at cruiserweight, moving up to heavyweight.
But I don't think Usyk. I mean, don't you agree? He's not going to be able to. I mean, he's not going to go in there and rely on power. He has to give him different angles. I mean, lefty style. I mean, because I just think the way of power is going to go to Joshua. I mean,
Dude, listen, I just love all these fights that we're naming off that are coming up, like July, August, September, and now you've got in December. They just said, who was it? They just said that
Lopez and Lomachenko.
Yeah, Lopez and Lomachenko are now set in December. So you got July, August, September, December. I mean, incredible fights coming up, and COVID's lifted.
Real fights.
Yeah, I mean,
busy few months. Usyk and Joshua and Spence and Pacquiao.
Yeah, you got Fury, who's 300. God, we talked about this before. Have you? So now, will you agree, Lou? Have you seen him?
I have seen him. Yeah, it's not pretty.
Thank you.
He's still got a little time.
What? Really?
What do you think he's gonna come in at? What do you think?
He said 300.
I believe him now. I thought he was just joking. I thought he because Tyson Fury. He's in
character, yeah, funny guy.
But no, after seeing him train, I'm like, he's serious. He's
coming in at 300.
At like 300 pounds.
That's not good.
That's huge. Like, I just can't believe this. One thing I wanted to reach out to you guys and talk to you about. I don't know if y'all saw this. The lawsuit that's trying to stop the Pac-Man fight.
I did not see it.
Yeah, there's a lawsuit that came out that is trying to derail the Pac-Man fight
because of the Garcia situation.
Yes,
because he's fighting Spence instead of Garcia. I did see that.
And it's the same thing that happened with the Tyson Fury fight.
Yeah. Right.
So they don't think that it's going to be. It won't change it this time. They don't think it will. But there is it's a multi-million-dollar lawsuit coming down. It's sort of the same scenario as the Tyson Fury fight. But we'll see what happens with that. But we'll touch on that next week if anything comes to light. But right now, Pac-Man fight is still on. Excited to see that one too, man. Look at all these fights that are coming up.
Who's Shannon Briggs fighting?
Hopefully, Lou Savarese.
I'll fight him. Oh man, I beat him like a red. Oh, I can't say that.
Oh, you can say. You can say.
Nah. I did him with so many combinations. You think he was as safe?
I can't wait. I'm glad to see that you're back on the people are calling you about fights. Boxing is back in.
I'm old, man. I should just relax. Watch the Golden Girls.
Whatever. You get excited. I know.
I do.
I know you get excited. DeMarcus knows this, and it's fun for me to sit here and watch it. I'd love that. I'll train with you. I'll get you trained up.
I was so excited at buffets too. So.
All right, y'all. Grant, man, we miss you. Wish you were here. But we got DeMarcus with some history. Everybody loves this segment. So let's flip back in some time and check out what happened this week in boxing. DeMarcus,
Alrighty.
What's up? I know there's Tyson stuff. I'm waiting on that.
There's a lot of Tyson stuff. Alrighty, going back to June 23rd. 1933 World Lightweight Championship. Barney Ross beat Tony Canizzari.
Yeah, Tony Canizzari.
Let me guess. One of these guys or both of them are from New York.
Both of them are from New York. Barney Ross, I believe. Yeah.
I mean,
Barney Ross was. I believe Barney Ross was Jewish. I just telling somebody the other day that whoever was the lowest.
Believe the guy with the last name of Ross is Jewish.
I believe he was. I believe he was Barney though. But he.
Yes.
But he. I was telling somebody the other day that whoever was the lowest on the social, coming over from Ellis Island, whoever was there, they were usually great fighters. And at one point, there was Benny Leonard, there was Max Rode. There was a lot of great Jewish fighters at the time. People don't realize that. And then there was Italians, Irish.
It just seems like in the 30s and 40s and 50s that every fighter was from New York.
There was. I mean, that's why I said getting inducted to the New York Hall of Fame just means so much.
Yeah, that's
so
rich leading into that. Thanks, asshole.
It's so much rich in history. I love just going back. I used to hear my dad talk about fights. Even the bad guys were good. You had guys like Tammy Mariello. You had, and we go on forever, Victor Costa. There's so many guys that were just smokers. They call them smokers. They used to have fights, and everybody'd be smoking, and they're just really tough guys.
Awesome.
They would fight. They'd fight 3 fights in 2 weeks.
And I was going to say in a very short amount of time. Yeah. 1947, 10-round decision. Jersey Joe Walcott beats Joey Maxim.
Yeah, Joey Maxim. Maxim was a light heavyweight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ooh, here's a good one. 1969, New York World Heavyweight Championship. Joe Frazier knocks out Jerry Quarry in 7 rounds.
Wow, Quarry take a beat, man. He was...
Mm-hmm.
There was
smoking Joe Frazier.
There was a couple of quarries there, and unfortunately, I think Jerry he had a bad dementia. He got hit a lot. Oh my God! I think that the greatest thing about Jerry Quarry was that when Jerry Quarry fought Ali, it was either Ali or Foreman made Howard Cosell quit. Made him be quit. He said he'd never do another card after that.
I believe that was Ali.
Well, it was Ali, right? Yeah, Ali and Quarry. And
Quarry was a bleeder too.
Yeah, he was.
He was a heavy bleeder.
He bleeded the weigh-ins.
Big one, Las Vegas, 2001. Manny Pacquiao KOs Lejo Ledabua to win his first world title at super bantamweight.
Wow, what year was that?
2001.
Wow, 19 years ago.
Was Ali considered did he throw a lot of punches?
Ali? Yeah, I mean, he was quick. He wasn't, yeah.
There were times he threw in volume and times he didn't.
Yeah, he would hold the guy.
Was he a better defender or was he aggressor?
The thing that people, and I'll let DeMarcus do, but the thing that people the thing about Ali that everybody talks about, speed was amazing, and nobody ever saw anybody fight like that before. But one of the things, if not his best thing, he had maybe one of the greatest chins in boxing. I mean, his chin was amazing, which, you know, in retrospect was detrimental.
Yeah, of course.
You know, he took so many punches. He was just, and I mean, I think a lot of boxing guys, see if DeMarcus agrees, that probably the greatest era of heavyweights. I mean, there were there were so many great heavyweights back then. He fought everybody. I mean, just tough guys.
All in their prime, too.
And even guys who didn't win titles, like Ernie Shaver.
People say he's the hardest puncher.
Ron Lyle.
Then you had guys like George Chuvalo. You had Henry Cooper from the UK. There were so many great fighters.
He gave Ali 2 really good fights. Cooper did.
Yeah, Cooper. Yeah, that was the one. That was the one that made Dundee famous, because Ali was going to quit. He got Brian. They think they put Brian on his gloves, and Ali
he went back to the corner.
Yeah, he wanted to quit and wasn't cut the.
Gary Saluzzi wants to redeem himself. He said, when you fought Witherspoon, you did a lot of work to the body.
I did. Thanks, guy. I love you, man.
Thanks, Gary. Came back.
This would be one of Lou's favorites. 1963, Sugar Ray Robinson wins over Joey Giardello.
Yeah, Joey Giardello, another New York guy. There was a lot of Italian New York fighters.
A ton.
There was a joke when my dad was growing up.
70-30.
Said, if you're Italian, you're either a fighter or a bricklayer, either one.
June 25th, year is 1952 in New York.
I wasn't there.
Joey Maxim defeats Sugar Ray Robinson, retains the light heavyweight title.
Okay, but what people don't know about that fight, Robinson was winning and wound up. He would have won the light heavyweight title if he would have won that, but he got heat stroke. It was super hot, and Robinson got heat stroke. But they thought that Robinson was going to win the fight.
So did he lose from a knockout?
No, it was a TKO. Because
they stopped the fight.
He couldn't continue, but he didn't get knocked out. But it was ruled a TKO because of heat exhaustion.
Would they do that now,
and don't forget,
or would it be like a medical? Well, they say everything. What if so now they say it's everything's final after round 4. What if you have a medical condition?
Same thing. Like, let's say, like, if I hit you and you go down, but you're not knocked out, but you dislocate your knee.
It doesn't matter.
It's still
everybody be saying, "Oh yeah, I got a little phlebitis."
That's true.
My stones are killing me. I'm dying over here. Oh, sorry, he's sick. No, of course.
Yeah, that's what'll happen in the basketball game.
Yeah. Right.
I can't wait.
Oh my god.
Listen, I went and played today. Oh, I'm sorry, DeMarcus. I went and played today, and I was shooting video because I want to send you another video. But then I was like, I'm gonna wait. Because I don't want to send you. But actually, he's pretty good. Like, because I want the bet to be good. We're gonna come up with something fantastic for this. Go ahead, my bet.
I agree with this. Alrighty, I just had it. Where did it go?
Which one? The Tyson?
No, before that, June 27th, 1989, Lennox Lewis makes his pro debut.
Wow.
2-round KO over Al Malcolm.
I don't know Al Malcolm.
Lennox Lewis was one of the most underrated heavyweights ever.
I didn't think he was underrated, but I was right in the mix. I think he was great. He was. You
just didn't hear a lot about him.
It's because
maybe because he's British.
I was in the mix, so I think.
It's because he wasn't exciting. He was very workmanlike in his approach.
I like the way he fought.
Yeah. That's true. Good way to put it.
He didn't have like the wild, crazy KOs like a Tyson or like the crazy press conferences like a Riddick Bowe at the time. Yeah. He told you what he was going to do, then he went out and did it.
You were supposed to fight him.
Well, if I would have beat Michael Grant,
and then you didn't.
I sparred probably 3 times with him. He can fight. Tough guy, very tough guy.
Awesome,
nice guy too. We did a TV show together too called The Jury.
Lou's acting career is phenomenal. You guys
didn't know that one.
Yeah.
What was your horror? Your one scene in the horror movie? What'd you say?
It's me. The director was what's his name? Timmy Van Patten, and they were getting mad at Lewis for he kept messing up the lines. And they were like kind of I said, hey man, you better take it easy. Don't piss that guy off. I said, but anyway.
June 28th.
I'm gonna be that guy for Halloween, by the way.
From Knock Knock, 1991.
Why don't you do something a little more ridiculous, like a basketball player?
Oh God!
Tyson goes 12 rounds with Donovan Razor Roddick.
Yeah, Roddick. Somebody was just talking about Roddick the other day. So he could punch, man. He was a guy. I tell kids, there's always some exception to the rules. He did a lot of stuff wrong.
Oh yeah,
but he would just get. He was just because he was so strong, man.
And he had, for his size, his hands were pretty quick too.
Yeah, and he had a good big. He was a converted southpaw, I believe, and had that big left hook.
Yep.
Tyson said he hit me like a mule kick. He punched like a mule kick.
Mm-hmm.
How was that impersonation?
Also, June 28th, 1997 is the anniversary of the bite fight when Evander Holyfield.
I was at that fight. That was crazy.
Mike Tyson by disqualification.
People were getting shot. It was nuts, man. It was
Do you know? I didn't realize this, but Lou, you brought it to my attention that one of the reasons that he bit his ear off, or a piece of his ear, was because Holyfield headbutts a lot.
It's part of the game. There's but there's no reason to bite the guy's ear off.
Well, no, of course not.
But even crazier, I mean, I didn't think about this later, but the guy bites his ear off. They let the fight go on. That's crazy.
Because, they were gonna DQ him then, and Holyfield told him not to because he wanted the knockout.
Yep.
And then Tyson bit him again. Yeah. But Tyson was cut over both eyes from headbutts from Evander Holyfield.
Yeah, no, Holyfield headbutts was just, but going in there. That's there was a lot of guys that did that. Ham show. Some guys
to the general public. It takes a little bit of this psychoness out of Mike Tyson when you know what I now know about boxing and about how Holyfield uses his head and how Tyson was cut above both eyes and he was just headbutting.
Yeah, but nothing worse to bite the guy's ear off.
No, of course not. But if you just did it randomly, but Tyson was frustrated. He kept headbutting, bam, bam, bam. And if you watch the fight, I mean, he hits him pretty hard.
I've been frustrated lots of times, but I didn't bite the guy's ear off.
What's the craziest thing you ever did?
Oh, I had a fight with this guy, Nathaniel Fitch. Oh, my goodness. They said it was the dirtiest fight in boxing history. It was like the Three Stooges. We were poking knee, and it was bad.
What'd you do?
Oh, he headbutted me. It was back and forth.
Y'all, it was like a street fight in there?
Yeah, it was terrible.
How many
he got
you
under
been
my
in
skin.
again?
And he said that, and he got me out of my game, and I fought it. And they said I'd never fight again after that. And you're only good as your last fight. But I played right into his hands. He knew he couldn't win, but he just got me frustrated. And it was a dirty fight. Oh my God, it was dirty.
Well, I mean, hopefully we'll get to see you fight again. We talked about it a little bit on the show throughout the show. You've got some call-ins for some people wanting to fight, which would be awesome. We want to thank Bill Benton. Bobby Benton. Bill Benton's his brother. Bobby Benton for calling in. An incredible trainer. Incredible.
He's a phenom, man, right here in town, and it's he's finally getting this to do too. Everybody's seeing this guy. He's in the corner. He's got some amazing fighters, man, down there. That gym, you've been there. It's crazy, man.
I can't wait to see Regis what his move is next. Shock when Shock gets done with his lawsuit, stuff like that. Or is it Austin Trout's in the lawsuit or Shock?
No, Shock.
It's Shock. Okay, got it right. So I just want to thank Lou Savarese and man, congratulations on getting elected to the New York Boxing Hall of Fame class of 2020, man. That's just phenomenal. And obviously DeMarcus right here, man. We'll be here every single Wednesday night. Thanks Max Sports for putting this on. Catch us live or catch it all. Just say sports.
Yeah.
Just say Lights Out with Lou Savarese wherever you get your podcast. We've got every single. This is episode 21. Whoa. Wow, getting there. Next Wednesday.
Oh, my gosh. We up for sainthood. 21 with you? Oh, my goodness.
I know. 21 weeks with me. Stay tuned for the basketball match. We're going to get that in, too, man. I'm not boxing you. But man, thank you for everybody for paying attention. Austin, Gary, all you guys. We'll see you guys next Wednesday. Flat out, 8 o'clock. We're here. Lights out.
Yeah, be square.
I've been grinding to reach the top. No fear, no shedding tears. Keep pushing beyond the limit. These fighters beyond timid. Can't hang with me off the rips. I've been dogging all through the city. Say New Orleans my home. I dream of fighting in domes. You can't step in my territory. You won't make it home. In this world, I'm a champion. Ruger